You got an ad read to do up front?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna do an old one because I forgot to ask Patty for one. I'm so bad at this, dude.
Okay, so how this works, Carson, is we have an ad read up front, then I'm going to play the music, which you probably won't hear
Okay.
because my soundboard is an asshole. And so it'll probably be silent for you for a minute, and then we'll come in, introduce ourselves, and introduce you, and then we'll just talk.
Sweet.
All right, so Jacob, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I
All
was
right,
born for this.
here we go. Three, two, one, go.
Are you managing a venue or putting together an event that needs a little more entertainment? Aquarius Productions can put a show together catered to your audience. Whether it's music or comedy, they will bring life to the space you provide. Are you a traveling musician or comedian looking for an extra gig? They can find a spot for you. Are you an up and comer unsure of how to get your song mixed, your music video put together, or your set filmed? Aquarius has your back. Message their Facebook or Instagram for details. And as always, thank you to our Patreon supporter, Mr. Bernie Kittimer, and let's start the show.
Well, that music means it is Wednesday night, and it is time for the Open Micers podcast. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Tom Arnold, if he was actually funny, Jacob Craig. And our guest tonight is a Mobile comedian who has been on the scene for years, man. This guy is a killer. He has upcoming dates that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Mobile Comedy Festival that's coming up. Give it up for the OG himself, Mr. Carson Taylor. How you doing today, Carson?
Woohoo!
I'm doing well. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Doing all right, man.
Sweet. Thanks for having me.
Of course, dude. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
have you been up to during this pandemic thing, dude? What have you been doing to keep busy?
I've never stopped working. I think I was off for maybe 1 month, 2 months out of the whole shindig, and then taking care of my kids when I'm not at work, getting on stage. So that's been about it. Work, kids, and some stage time.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. How many kids do you have? Don't you have like three kids?
I have two.
Two. Okay. I'm not gonna try to give you another one.
No, if you know something I don't, I would like that information as soon as possible.
How do you find time to get on stage with two kids to take care of?
Well, you bring a change of diapers with you,
That's
and
Jacob has to do that anyway. So.
make sure the bottles are all filled up. Yeah. Make sure I have my diaper because you never know.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, it's my girlfriend definitely she helps out a lot. That's my youngest's mom, and so youngest's whatever. I don't know. I think that was a little bit of Yiddish, but so yeah, no, she definitely helps out. We alternate, shifts, I guess you'd say, when we're not working. So I pace around a lot. This could go from light to dark on my end at any moment.
That's
I
okay.
like the freedom of these Zoom podcasts because it's like, hey, I can just, everyone can take a tour of my apartment as
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
communicating.
I think our audience is gonna really love seeing Carson Taylor's episode of Cribs.
I hope you like mattresses because about it.
But I know that you're an OG of the Mobile comedy scene, man. How long have you been doing comedy, and how long have you been doing comedy in Mobile?
7 years and 7 years in Mobile.
Nice.
Yeah, I started at the Blind Mule 2014. Yeah, and Zeke Buckholz was the one because we had been friends since freshman year of high school, and I used to go there and watch him do stand up. And I saw him do it like 4 times, and he kept telling me, he's like, "Man, I feel like you could do this. I feel like you could do this." And I was like, I don't know, I don't know. I'm a musician. I'm a musician. And then I signed up one day, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is my new addiction." And I
Hmm.
just never stopped.
I know that
That's
feeling.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do music too, right? That's something else that you have to balance with two kids, stage time, work, music.
Yeah,
Are you still active in the music industry?
yeah, me and Zeke, we make songs all the time with our band, Shropshire Collective. A bunch of members. Ryan Adams, who y'all know, he's my roommate. He's in the group with us, and so we got a bunch of people with us, and we all find time still with our work schedules to meet up as much as possible. And GarageBand actually made it so much easier because it's like, you know, you don't have to set up all the equipment in the world. It's like I'll just hook the bass up to this interface and we can record real quick, you know.
Oh yeah.
So we found time. It's been nice. We've still been making a bunch of music videos. We probably have like 5 music videos out right now on Facebook. If you follow Shropshire Collective, you can see a bunch of weirdos rap.
That's definitely what it is. It was very bizarre for me to watch because it's literally just the entire Mobile comedy scene rapping in a music video.
Yeah, that pretty much is it. And then like different friends that we know on the side, we'll get them to be in the video. Like my friend Carlos, he used to do stand up. We worked together in a restaurant, and I was like, "Hey, you want to be in a video?" And he was like, "Hell yeah!" And then so we just had him dressed as a man in prison, and he was riding a bike with a basket, and that was it. And he was perfect. It was beautiful.
Man, game over for that, dude. That's your guys' videos though are actually like some of the most entertaining ones I've ever seen. Because like I feel like you do bring that comedy aspect to the video, you know, when you're filming the whole thing. As far as comedy goes though, man, I remember the first time I actually ever met you. I'm gonna be honest. Before we ever even met in person, I had already done shows in Mobile like a lot. I had already done like 10 shows in Mobile, and everyone kept telling me like, man, can't wait till you meet Carson. Wait till you see Carson, dude. And it got to the point where I was like, dude, fuck this Carson guy. There's no way he's as good as these people are saying, right?
Yeah.
And so
I understand that. I would feel the exact same way. And also, it's also weird to hear that because I'm like, ugh, now I hate myself now. Like, I don't want to fucking, it's a lot of pressure. Don't do that to me.
And here's what happened. You came to a show that I was booked at, and you showed up, and there was a spot for an opener. So Carson, no, not Carson, Compton Smith put you up as the opener, and we were talking before the show, and you're the fucking nicest guy in person. We were just talking, shooting the shit, and I think you told me the story about one of the first times you ever went to jail or something like that. And I remember you told me the story, and it was funny and everything, and then you went on stage and told the story that you just told to me and absolutely killed with it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That was when
the bike shop.
Yes, it was at the bike shop. That's right. Yeah. And I didn't understand at the time because I'm such a joke writer. It blew my mind that you just told this story and then told it again on stage, and it actually like did well.
Appreciate that. I think I forgot I've done that a couple times where I'll just be talking to another comedian and we'll be sharing stories, and I'll bring up a story, and then I'm like, oh man, you know what? I forgot that happened. I haven't thought about that in a while. And then it's like right when I'm called next, I'm like, I'm gonna try out that story and just see what happens. And if you stay animated and confident enough, I guess sometimes it'll work. Sometimes it has not worked, but that time I got lucky.
Look, well, that's when I knew that what everyone was saying to me was true, because you have to have some really solid comedy IQ to just on a whim bring up a story that you just told and actually do it on stage, just in any capacity. Because there's no telling like if that's gonna bomb in front of an audience or not, because you just did it.
Yeah. It's nerve-wracking sometimes, but also it makes it more exciting because sometimes, like, you know, I think we all get so tired of our jokes, especially the ones that like you keep trying to develop, but it just kind of stays where it's at. And then it's like, sometimes I hate it when comedy feels like I'm just like reading a movie script to an audience every night, like reciting a play that I've written about myself. It gets kind of boring. So it's like I try to throw in like something that I haven't really done that much, or it was just a thought or a conversation I just had. It's like, I'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's kind of dangerous to do it at a booked show, much less I mean, that's something I could see doing at an open mic, but if I'm in a booked show, there's no way I'm going to try to do like a new story I've never told before.
Oh yeah, no, I'll still try to do it sometimes just to, I don't know, like I feel like when comedy's at its best is like, for me personally, for myself, it's like whenever I get that nerves turns into sweat and I'm in like sink or swim Like I'm in that mode where it's like this has to work or I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And then so it's like I'm just gonna now I have to just go for it and make sure it's good. And then I just always like in those moments where I'm like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna go. I just remember it's like don't be afraid to pause in an awkward amount of time, because even though we're not the biggest Bill Cosby fans in the world, he taught me a lot about long pauses and things when I used to watch like himself and all that, and the way that he would have like I don't know. I just learned that in those moments where it's like, ooh, I'm really nervous. It's like, well, then just stare one person in the eyes really hard and don't say anything for 5 seconds before you start your next sentence. And you'll get something out of that.
That's actually never really thought about that. You know, just taking time to pause, because I hate pauses. I feel like there needs to be always something being said, or you know, that like the dead air thing on stage. I'm scared to death of it, and I don't know why.
Oh yeah, no, it's terrifying. It never stops being terrifying. But I start like I started thinking about like if comedy. Sometimes like when you go on stage, Ryan Jetton taught me. He's a comedian that basically started Mobile comedy, and he used to tell me that he used to make all of his set lists like a storyline to a movie. Like if the first joke was about being in the shower, then the second joke was like going out to get coffee, and then the third joke would be like going to work, and then it kind of felt like you were watching a character really go through a thing, and so. I thought about that a lot, and then I thought like, well, yeah, if you throw in long pauses, it's kind of like moments in a movie where it's like the heartbeat, the scary moment where someone's slowly looking around a corner before something pops out or whatever, and so it all
Yeah.
kind of adds into the storyline that the set is supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also when you're on stage, I feel like a lot of comics don't realize that you have literally all the power.
Oh yeah,
Like you're literally above everyone else and you're louder than everyone else. So if you want to take a pause, then just do it.
yeah. No,
I
you
mean,
might as well.
yeah.
Because the worst thing that you can do is bomb. Comedy, you'd be shocked at like the audience would be shocked how many people come up to comedians or have come up to me and been like, man, so like, how often do you get heckled? Or like, have you ever been in a fight? And I'm like, why do people think at all open mics it always ends with someone getting punched in the face or something? It's like, dude, most people don't care what we have to say in the first place. We have to try to make them care a
Yeah.
little bit.
Well, sometimes it does end with people getting punched in the face.
I have witnessed in 7 years though. I've only witnessed I think 3 fights, and I've only been kicked off stage one time. So
That's a good track record.
Yeah.
You're batting at least like I don't know anything about baseball, but I'm just gonna say 900. I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I wish my jokes were batting 900. Then if we'd really be making some money. But yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna Google batting averages after this to make sure and see if I embarrass myself or not.
If you're batting like 376, you're like in the Hall of Fame. So it's really like one out of three. If you're hitting the ball 1 out of 3 times, you're gonna make it to Canton, Ohio. That's where the Baseball Hall of Fame is. Yes. But yeah.
Dude, speaking of movie scripts, I remember the last time we talked, because you're a huge movie guy, specifically for old movies, right?
Yeah, I do watch a lot of old movies. Like the newest thing that I've been watching is Finding Nemo, and Malcolm in the Middle, which are both 20 years old. So,
my God, dude.
To me, I'm like, yeah, Finding Nemo, and people are like, wow, it's so cool. Your son likes those old movies, and I was like, that came out like yesterday in my mind. That doesn't feel like it was 2003.
Yeah.
Dude, Finding Nemo was the first movie I ever saw in theaters when I was 3 years old.
Really?
No shit.
That's badass. The first movie I ever saw in theaters was Jerry Maguire. I'm dead serious. My mom was like my mom didn't care what I saw as a kid, which I'm so thankful for, because I feel like she really developed a lot of my sense of humor at just seeing adult things. And like when you get older, you're like, well, that's ridiculous. Like everything feels like a movie now, you know what I mean? And so she was just like, when I was in kindergarten, she took me to see Scary Movie, the first one. I was 8 years old and we saw Red Dragon. That was exciting.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that one was. I remember. Okay, that movie was funny to me when I got older. It kind of scarred me a little bit. Not gonna lie,
Sure.
it freaked me out. Because I didn't realize at that age that actors were actors. I thought the person I saw in the movie was just that person all the time. And so my favorite movie when that movie came out in 2002, my favorite movie at the time was Twister, because my dad let me get it from Blockbuster with him. So I watched Twister, and Philip Seymour Hoffman was hilarious in that movie. As a kid, Philip Seymour Hoffman in Twister was like my hero. I think his name was Dewey or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, Philip Seymour Hoffman's in Red Dragon, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, dude, it's my favorite guy. And then he gets stripped to his underwear and tied in a chair and then put in a shopping cart and set on fire as he's being pushed down a hill. And that was like, okay, well, there goes all my hope in the world. Like, my favorite guy just got set on fire. But yeah, I remember my mom was just weird. She loved art on the most extreme level always, and she's one of those ladies. There was lots of cats and lots of crazy coffee mugs that she would collect, and all of her soap looked like moon rocks. She's just an artsy kind of mom. And so I remember being like 13, and I was like, yeah, my dad told me to never watch this movie called A Clockwork Orange. He said that it's like this horrible thing and my mom was like, Carson, you have to watch that movie. Stanley Kubrick is a genius. And I was like, okay. So I watched A Clockwork Orange and I loved it.
Yeah, man.
I feel like a lot of the times
I tried to. I gave Jacob a list of movies, of must-watch movies, a while back, and Clockwork Orange is on that list.
This is a running thing on our show. Is Jason always gives me movies that I haven't seen that I have to watch.
So have you seen it yet or no?
No, I haven't fucking seen it yet, dude. Where am I gonna find the time? Look, this motherfucker just made me watch Halloween 3. He's like, dude, Halloween 3 is like the best movie in the series, even though it doesn't even have Michael Myers in it. And if you know anything about Halloween 3, you know it sucks giant donkey dicks. It is the worst fucking movie. So I'm not looking forward to the other movies you suggested to me.
I don't know anything about Halloween 3, but I've seen Halloween 4, and the only reason I liked Halloween 4 is because it had Sasha Green in it, who is the guy with the overalls and the kind of hair that's like separated like this and Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
He's the one that fake punches the kid before he slides in the door. Yeah. He's in Halloween 4, and I remember I liked that movie in high school just because I was like, I can roll with Sasha Green. He's pretty cool.
I don't remember anything.
I think I'm the only one that
it's
got Sasha Green. That's all I can tell you. It's pretty good.
Well, Carson, you need to watch Halloween 3 so that I didn't have to suffer alone.
Okay, I'll watch Halloween 3. I'll give you one to watch, though. If you don't watch The Clockwork Orange, watch Paul Thomas Anderson's Magnolia.
Okay, I'll add it to the list, and I'll make a note next to it that says Carson's suggestion so that I know not to blame it on Jason if it's horrible.
I think by the time it ends, you're going to just be mad at me because you'll be like, no one told me that movie was going to be that fucking long. Are you kidding me? But
is it, like it. So is it over or under Casino?
3 hours long.
Okay, so under Casino. As long as it's under Casino, I'm fine. I can't watch Casino to this day.
Why? Just because it's too long?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I'm into it. I like it. It's way too long. I'm going to have to watch it over a period of 3 days.
No, the longer the movie, the better. Like, I feel like I could truly, my whole world outside, away from the screen goes away. And it's like, dude, I am living this life now. It has been 3 hours in these people's shoes. I feel like I am these people now. Like, I get, like you ever seen Once Upon a Time in America?
No,
1984, Sergio Leone.
No.
Oh man, it's like 4 hours and 20 minutes long. It's got Robert De Niro and James Woods, and it is intense. It goes from the years like 1914 all the way to like 1968 or something. In New York, crime movie.
So I take it you must dig the Snyder cut of Justice League.
No, I don't actually watch any superhero movies. The last superhero movie I watched was the first Avengers. I saw it in theater
Wow.
in 2012, and I haven't seen one since then. So I don't know what's going on in the Star Wars universe or the superhero universe at all. People say these like, and then this guy did this, and I'm like, who is that? And they're like, you didn't see, and I'm like, oh Lord, it's like not seeing superhero movies and stuff. It's like being anti-vax. People are just instantly mad at you.
Yeah, look, I respect it when people just don't watch them. It's when people
Yeah, yeah.
don't watch them and they go on their Facebook like, I can't believe you guys are fucking watching all these movies. Like that's what pisses me off is when people are super proud of not watching them.
Yeah. I don't, yeah, no, I don't. It's not that, okay, I look at it this way. It's not that I'm not proud of it. I got in this argument with, it wasn't an argument. This lady was just getting on my nerves. There was the argument. But so she just kept talking about Mortal Kombat to me for like an hour. She was like, and then this guy does this, and Sub-Zero says this, but he really comes back as this guy. And I just was like, look, I have to focus on my children's storylines. I can't get into all these character storylines. Like, it's just I don't have the time for it.
Right.
I just don't.
I'm
yeah,
focusing
so
on my own story.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've never even seen Iron Man. I haven't seen a single Iron Man. And people are mad at me about that. Truly mad. I'm like, well, you haven't seen Cecil B. DeMille's The Ten Commandments. Who are you? So, yeah.
Dude, I know you do a bit about this, about how you love Blaxploitation films, right? So I really,
Yes.
really want to talk about what your favorite Blaxploitation films are.
Well, my favorite one is Coffee
I've
with
never
Pam
heard of it.
Grier.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Coffy came in 1973. I have a Coffee poster. I don't have it hanging up anymore, but that's like my favorite poster of all time. It's just her racking a shotgun and a bunch
Hell
of
yeah, dude. Did we lose audio?
Yeah, I think we lost audio again.
We lost audio.
There you are.
There you are, buddy. I didn't hear anything after Pam Grier racking a shotgun.
Oh yeah. She's like racking a shotgun, and then she I don't know. The Roy Ayers did the soundtrack. This is the most. He's the most sampled artist in all of hip hop or rap. He's been
nice.
sampled more than Parliament or James Brown, and he does the soundtrack to Coffee, and he has a song on there called "Coffee Is the Color" that is. It has the nastiest xylophone solo you've ever heard in your life. You never thought the xylophone could be gangster until you hear "Coffee Is the Color" by Roy Ayers.
Dude, I really want to watch this movie now.
Me
Anything
too.
with Pam Grier in it makes me
know.
want to touch myself.
Pam Grier's great.
She played she did Jackie Brown in the 90s, but in 1974 she was Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
And then she does another movie like I always forget this name. It's like Women from Bird Island or the Bird Island. It's her and like it's kind of like a Charlie's Angels kind of vibe.
Yeah. The other day, I saw Sheba Baby on TV and decided to watch it.
Sheba Baby.
That's good for a couple laughs.
My favorite one that I have that no one's ever seen is I was at Barnes and Noble, or no, it was Books A Million. Bam. But I was at Books A Million, and I was just digging through their like, fucking please get these DVDs out of here rack.
Yeah.
So I was digging through that, and I found this movie called The Black Godfather. And in my mind, I was like, wait a second. Are you telling me they take the entire movie, The Godfather, and it's an all-black cast? Because, yes, we need more of that. I want to see this movie. But no, it was just a whole another storyline called The Black Godfather. And it's incredible, dude. There's this one scene where this guy's like tied to a chair, and there's like 12 dudes all slowly walking towards it, like way too slow. Like, how like in movies when you're about to get killed, they really heighten the suspense. Like I feel like in real life it's like, let's get rid of this guy ASAP so we can figure out what to do with the body. But in movies it's like, nah, let's walk to him 1 foot per 10 seconds at a time as they build the 70s acid out synthesizer in the background that's going crazy like a fucking Frank Zappa song. But yeah, no, that movie's amazing. The Black Godfather.
I miss 70s style soundtracks. It was like they weren't afraid to like use the weirdest instruments back in the 70s.
Yeah,
they're just
dude,
like, let's just, what is this? Let's use this, and like make an entire soundtrack around it.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear me rock this lute real quick, bro?
Yeah. Glockenspiel engaged.
But man, let's go ahead and talk about some of your upcoming shows you got, man, because I know you got shows booked. What you got coming up?
July 23rd, I will be in Panama City. And then to be honest with you, I'm in the process of booking things. That's all I got right now.
So what I've been told is I was told that you're going on tour with me May 27th through the 29th.
Oh, see, I was waiting for that to get confirmed, but okay, cool. We are doing that then. So
let me tell you live on the podcast, Carson, you got shows, buddy. Hell yeah.
Dude, I feel like I just won a contest. This is great. It's like, this is better than Good Morning America. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. So we're going to be going on tour together May 27th at the Tracks in Long Beach, May 28th at Slapsticks in Panama City, and May 29th at the Electric Piano Parlor in Mobile. Will be myself and Carson amongst other people to come see.
Dude, we need to make another Slapsticks show together, Jacob, because the last time we were there was the what are we calling that night? The
I don't know, like the worst night of comedy I've ever had.
But it was great it was great for material though.
Yeah, the next time wasn't much better. That place is always a trip, dude. Like if you guys are listening from anywhere near Panama City, Florida, you have to come to this bar just to see the crazy shit that's gonna happen. Like, because you don't know what the fuck is gonna go down when you go in there, and it's so entertaining.
I do. I love it there. I watched Zeke Buckholz have one of the greatest sets I've ever seen or heard in my entire life. Like, I feel like on any given night, you could be the greatest comedian of all time just for that night. Like, you don't even realize it, but March 7th, 2019, that night, no one could have done it better than you did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Zeke had one of those moments where he went on stage and destroyed so hard. I was like, I'm next. Are you kidding me? Like, no, let's go home. It's not going to get better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Like, he killed so hard in that room.
Yeah, man.
I love side splitters.
It is definitely possible. So we talked about your upcoming shows. You got so you said that you're going to Slapsticks in July as well, right?
I said July side splitters. Yeah. July 23rd.
July 23rd. All right. So Carson has dates July 23rd at Slapsticks. Of course, we have our run that we talked about. How are you going to be involved in the Mobile Comedy Festival this year? Are you going to be competing, putting together stuff? What's going to happen?
I mean, I'm definitely going to try to be a part of it as far as getting on stage and doing stage time. If they need me to do anything else, I'm be more than happy to. But I didn't do the first one at all, so I'm definitely going to do the second one for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, it's been a fun conversation, man. We only get 40 minutes through the Zoom, sadly, so I see our timer is ticking down on our conversation time. Is there anything else you want to say to the people real quick while we have you here? Anything you want them to know?
Anything that I want them to know. Don't be afraid to take chances. That's it.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be afraid to take chances. Thanks for joining us, man. This has been a really fun conversation. You're by far one of the funniest people I've ever met in person.
Oh, thank you.
It's always a pleasure when we get to talk. Jason, what you got to say, my man?
I'm just glad that you brought up pauses because that's something that I try to take a little something away from every comedian that we talk to, and I've always been afraid of pauses, but now after talking to you, I think I'm gonna actually try that out a little bit, like let things breathe a little bit, because sometimes I feel like maybe I don't let a joke sit long enough, and then before launching, and then the next joke, so that's gonna help
Yeah,
me
like
out a lot, I think.
if I like I one thing that I started doing was if you when you hit the punchline and you get the laugh, instead of like feeling like, oh, I got to go back into the next thing. If the laugh is big, it's like you definitely don't want to lose that energy. But if
Mhm.
it's just like, all right, got a nice laugh there, so
Oh no, he's frozen.
This man frozen like Elsa.
Yeah. Damn you, Zoom.
Right when he was imparting more
I
comedy
know.
knowledge.
and the
Oh, there he is.
entire audience for like 3 seconds. Oh, did y'all lose me?
Yeah, we lost you there for a second. There you are.
Oh Lord, where'd y'all lose me at?
Where'd we lose him at, Jacob?
So you were talking about right after a big laugh
Yeah.
to what you do after that, after a big laugh.
Oh yeah, right after a big laugh, you definitely, in my opinion, want to keep that energy rolling, like as much as possible. So you don't want to pause for too long. But if you just get like I was saying, I do this joke about JFK, and it's about the assassination. And sometimes when I hit the punchline, instead of big laughs, I'll get more of like a oh kind of
Yeah.
reaction. And so in that moment, to show that I don't care that you're upset, I'll just shrug my shoulders like I don't care, and I'll just scan the entire room to let them know, like, go ahead and be upset now because it's not going to phase me. We're going to keep rolling. And the pauses, it can show confidence, I think.
Yeah.
Rushing can show that you're afraid. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's exactly what my takeaway from that is.
Carson,
Yeah.
I'm personally afraid of spiders. What wisdom can you impart on me to not be afraid of spiders anymore?
I hate spiders. I agree with you. Yeah, no. I don't mess with spiders. Every spider, there's those people that are like, don't hurt insects, put every insect on an old envelope from something you haven't opened and take it outside. But spiders, they all die when they're in my presence. I can't do it.
Well, tell everybody where they can follow you on the social medias before we get out of here.
On Facebook, I'm just Carson Taylor. That's my name. And then on Instagram, I am at Chasmodius Whippersnapper. That is CHAZMODIUS Whippersnapper.
Fantastic. Jacob,
Thank
anything
y'all.
else before we leave tonight?
And I just want you guys to join us next Wednesday when we will have a famous person. How about that? We talk to famous people on this show. Yeah,
Hell
so
yeah.
we're going to have a few of those in the month of May. So please join us next Wednesday at 7 p.m. And on Sunday, May 9th, which is Mother's Day, you can see me hosting a show at the Pub in D'Iberville, Mississippi. It is a Mother's Day showcase where my mother will actually get up and do some stand-up comedy just for Mother's Day. So come see how that works out.
And
That's
I can't wait for
awesome.
that. So I can see your mom roasting you on stage. Also, I'm going to be hosting the open mic May 12th at Belux in Biloxi, Mississippi. And I'm not sure what else I have. I have other things after that, but I don't remember. So let's go ahead and get out of here. If you'd like to email us, you can email us at openmikerspodcast@gmail.com. We're at openmikers on Twitter, and of course, Openmikers Podcast on Facebook, and openmikers.com if you'd like to join our Patreon. So let's go ahead and get out of here, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you.
That music's so awesome when you can't hear it.
Yeah. My bad. I don't know why it stopped working. It just I don't know.
I
But
appreciate y'all having me on.
yeah, man.
Thanks for
Thanks
coming on,
everybody
man.
for watching on Twitch, and I'll be back in 20 minutes with Nerd Cave Retro.